There are various definitions of maritime English in the recent literature. Maritime English is defined as a specific language within English for specific purposes, used among the maritime community members. Maritime English should not be regarded as a particular vocabulary register, as it has an important role in the context. It is of utmost importance for the safety of navigation on board ship with multicultural crew, and thus it has been introduced as a working language of seafaring. It connects various professionals both on land and sea, and it is of vital importance in ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore communication. Due to international nature of shipping and globalization of seafaring, maritime English connects different subjects from the maritime discourse community. These are seafarers, shipping agents, pilots, port stations, ship owners, shipbuilders, charters, and many more. Internal communication on board ship covers communication in the three main departments on board: deck, engine, and catering. Still, we should not forget the importance of English language for building good social relations among crew members speaking different languages and coming from diverse cultures. According to standard marine communication phrases, a set of phrases laid down by the International Maritime Organization aimed at regulating maritime communication at sea, it is recommended to say "do not overtake" rather than "don't overtake." Articles and auxiliary verbs are omitted. Informal language should not be used in radio communications. Letters are spoken using the nautical alphabet. Communication should be clear and unambiguous. It is important to use gender-neutral forms and to be gender fluid. Therefore, it is recommended to say "person overboard" rather than "man overboard", as women have become more visible in shipping and have been taking over the leading position on board ship. The most representative terms in ship's navigation are the terms referring to ship sides, starboard and port, indicating right hand or left hand side in the fairway. When altering course to the left, one should say "we are altering course to port". Examples of miscommunication occur due to bad knowledge of English by the ship's crew. Some examples may seem funny, but they often lead to ship's accidents. One of the examples is the word draft, meaning ship's depth to the seabed, whereas in general English it stands for the flow of air. Regarding the new methods in teaching specialized subject courses and genres in maritime English, the rise of the internet and modern tools speeded up the introduction of blended teaching in the teaching process. The Modal platform, which has been used at the Faculty of Maritime Studies Kotor for over 10 years, has enabled a synergy of the traditional and blended learning concept. Since the outbreak of the COVID-19, lecturers became aware of the importance of digital environment in the teaching process and the fact that the virtual space platforms were underexplored and reserved either for practical exercises or final exams. Let us see some examples of using Modal and blended learning in practice. In the activity 1, students were logged on the Zoom platform. The nautical students watched the video on the VHF scenario and were asked to circle the correct answer. After that, they were given a feedback and participated in discussion. We're going to see the video on VHF communications, which is going on between two parties, between VHF station and the ship. After watching the video, you are going to answer 5 questions. You're going to log on gospiral.ac and you will have the access code. The code is RRCEP caps lock and doing your exercise.
Switch over to power. Have a good day.
Motor vessel Diamond Star, motor vessel Diamond Star, Foxtrot Yankee November Golf. This is VPS Mass Approach, VPS Mass Approach, this is VPS Mass Approach.
Great, let's move on to the next question.
Only on channel 16. How do you read me?
VTS must approach, VTS must approach, VTS must approach. This is motor vessel Diamond Star Victor Yankee November.
You're doing great. Let's move to the third question.
Golf. I hear you on train signal number 16 over.
Motor vessel Diamond Star, this is VTS must approach. What is your position, course, and speed?
VTS must approach, this is motor vessel Diamond Star. My bearing is 045 degrees. My course is 052 degrees true.
You're doing great. Let's move to the next question.
And my speed is 7 knots.
What is your ETA in position to number 1 Euro buoy?
Great. And the last one. Was about the addressing and about calling the other stations. The correct answer was 3 times. It was great. You did it great. The second question was nautical spelling. All of you did it correctly. So the correct answer was Yankee. The third question was about the course. The correct answer was 152 degrees. We said that we always pronounce course by or comments. Was it difficult for you? Was it interesting?
It wasn't difficult.
It wasn't difficult, okay.
In the past few decades, few new approaches to SP teaching have been emerging. English medium instruction, or English as the medium of instruction, is an approach where academic or technical subjects are taught in English. Content and language integrated learning is where both English and the technical field are being taught and evaluated in mostly provisional proportions, since no strict rules have been established in either of these approaches. Then we have team teaching, or sometimes referred to as co-teaching or collaborative teaching, where classes are organized and held in pairs or in teams comprised of a language teacher and a professional or a specialist in the specific technical area. And then in connection to all these, something called twinning as a type of content-based instruction has arisen. This could be, especially in our specific case, conducted as collaborative or team teaching on marine simulators. This way we connect the language and content learning through a team or collaborative teaching while doing practical exercises on marine simulators. Here you can see some of our simulators. These are the nautical simulators. And on this next slide, you can see the engine room simulator we were actually using for the activity you're going to see in the continuation. You can see the control room part on top, and here you can see also the simulator stations for the students. We are going to use one of these for our activity, only today it will be operated not by the students, but by the instructor, our colleague Miroslav Vukicevic. The activity presented in a continuation is a demonstration of a twinning. Apart from reviewing the knowledge acquired through the previously taught 2 subjects, its objective is also to practice, test, and enhance the productive and generative skills related to English for marine engineering purposes. It is meant to be interactive and collaborative in multiple ways, teacher to teacher, teacher to student, and student to student, especially if there is another group of students on the simulator stations. It is also experiential, since these are the simulations of real-life onboard situations relating to previous knowledge and practical experience of both the teacher or the teachers and some of the students. What we have here is a short video that was cut and trimmed and compiled from a trial twinning exercise we conducted with 2 of our students, and which lasted for something over half an hour. We hope that you will be able to get a general idea and that you will find it interesting.
So, well, hello everyone. Thank you for your time. Since this is not a regular class, but more a kind of a pilot class for demonstrative purposes, at least for now, we really hope that we are going to be able to incorporate this kind of classes into your regular classes, but we'll see. What we would like to do here is to explore the possibilities of combining the 2 technical subjects of yours, your practical exercises on the marine engineering simulator, and also your English classes. So apart from myself, I'm in charge of your English classes, actually your English for specific purposes, or more precisely English for marine engineering purposes. We also have another teacher with us, Miroslav Vukicevic, who is in charge of your simulator classes and exercises, and who is also a holder of the Chief Engineer certificate. So he's also a professional who can help you a lot with your with his own experience apart from his expertise. So what we are trying to do here is to try out the possibility of the so-called team teaching or collaborative teaching for the second year students of the Marine Engineering Study Program at the Faculty of Maritime Studies. And of course, due to the COVID-19 restrictions, we are doing this online for now through the Zoom application. We are going to talk about marine generators today, their use on board, as well as some related systems you will be in charge of once you become marine engineers or marine engineering officers. So first of all, we need to familiarize with the ship and with the simulator itself. So what do we need here? First of all, we need to find a control room on board a ship. So why do we need a control room? Miroslav, can you show us where the control room is on board?
Yes, a second. Here is a 3D picture, and the engine control room is on the right side here, where you can see main switchboard on the right side, and here is like a smaller room, isolated room, where we can see our control monitoring system and the main switchboard.
We can see generators, which generators we have over there where the mouse is pointing. We have a generator number 1, we have a turbo generator. This in the middle is a synchroning device. We have a second generator, and
SG stands for what? SG stands for what?
a shaft generator.
So Danilo, since you spent some time on board, have you ever seen the bunkering process?
Yes, sure.
So can you explain it to us?
Before any bunkering is taken on board, calculation of the bunker quantity should be done. So we need to estimate.
Whose responsibility is that? Who does that on board?
Basically, it's chief engineer's responsibility to estimate the quantity of the bunker and to estimate the time of bunkering.
We need to start the diesel generators. So
Okay.
can you check the system for the diesel generators?
We
Supply
have
system for the diesel
okay,
generators.
so the valves are open, but the pump is not working.
Which one?
Up there, yes.
But
This
yeah,
would
this-
be the marine oil system, right? So you have marine diesel oil and heavy fuel oil. Which one will you use?
This heavy fuel oil system is common for both the main engine and generators. So in my opinion, it's ready to start. Depending of the our wish or the system, if the engine should be start on MDO or HFO. So I guess the system is running on the HFO, can be started on HFO. So we need to open the fuel oil valves on the.
Do you have any questions for Miroslav or for myself? Any comments?
I'd like to comment that this was a very useful and nice type of activity we did today in English, practiced English, and as well as the fuel oil systems, and it wasn't so in depth. It was brief, but I really liked it.
Some possible immediate language activities following the twinning class activity through, for example, the Modal platform could be a short quiz, some technical vocabulary exercises, some translation exercises, or similar. Some possible subsequent activities could be that the teacher goes through the recording, detects possible incorrectly used vocabulary, expressions, grammar, or pronunciation mistakes, and then makes some additional exercises for the following class. Also, the similar can be done for the paired or the twinned technical subject as well. Another possibility is to have a group of students on the simulator stations where they do practical exercises as assigned by the teacher or the teachers, while the rest of them follow online, answering or asking questions, giving instructions, or helping their colleagues to complete the exercise. And for the very end, I would like to present our team members once more, so you could hear the two of us, Professor Milena and myself. Professor Tanya is the unofficial manager and motivator and instructor of the team, and Vera and Anna were in charge of the technical part of the assignment, especially Anna, who performed all the clipping and editing of the material. I also have to say that we really enjoyed working on this, so we would also like to thank you all for all the presentations and knowledge and experience you shared, for all the instructions and inspiration, and we are sending all of you our warmest regards from Qatar.